People. Que pasa, sakpa, say what they do. Welcome to Crime Time News, where the difference is in the meds. Call it news with a buzz. As somebody that blogs about news in Jamaica, people always ask me, do you think that it will ever change? Things will ever change? And my answer is this. The more that things change is the more that it remains the same. If there's going to be any sort of change, it will probably be for the worser. That means instead of getting better, it will get worse. And that is because of the mindset of the people. Corruption in the politician, corruption in the JCF. So therefore, the blind leading the blind. The BLOOD letting in Jamaica will always continue. And such is the case of a couple of incidents that took place in a place called R-BRUK-Out, 17 Lane, and also Vineyard Town. Based on information that I am getting, it is said that there's some sorts of conflict between a man known as TALLIST and the next man known as CUDJOE. Based on the information, it is said that TALLIST sent a couple of his shatter for go look for CUDJOE. However, when them roll up on the spots and start to blaze up all sorts of can, CUDJOE, being the criminal-minded, escape. However, his brother was not so fortunate. It is said that after the smoke cleared, 2 persons lost their life. One of those persons, the picture that you see on the screen, allegedly, and then an 8-year-old boy known only as DJ. It is said that after that incident in a Vineyard Town, they also found 2 bodies laying down, flat out in some sorts of bulk cement bag. Also have that picture. However, the most touching thing about the whole thing is when you hear the voice, the cries of the mother of DJ as she explained everything in intricate details. This is coming from the Gleaner website. Take a listen, take a look, and then I'll give my piece.
My daughter. Outside, so I'm look now, I see the 2 gunmen them a come round, stick up the 2 youth them at the car. So him uncle come out now. I must say to him, say, don't run. Say to him family them say, don't run. So them a come to them family now and them a back and a go in. So when them a back and a go in now, like them a going now, me turn my back now. So when me turn my back now, me just shot them a fire over my head. So when me just shot them a fire now, I go see them start beat it on the fence now. And then guard the gate now. And fire shot them. So I say I pay baby in the yard. So them still fire shot them. So I hear the baby them a ball out. So I say I pay pit in the yard. So them still fire shot them. The 2 gunmen them there get this a fire shot so. And put them in the yard a ball out. So when them done fire shot and everything now. And them gone now. The daughter ball out and say, Mommy DJ get shot. So when I go and run come in now, say play blood in the passage. So when I go and now looking at him auntie room, I say my son nice. I say my son Palagagi. I make me take him up, I hug him up, I rush him. Can't believe that DJ. And we up there so on the phone get on taxi, I'm going in there with him. When I go to the hospital, I'm my son goes there all the time. I'm very happy. I'm the father got everything there. I'm Brazil, what's the time of name? Same heart, now be when me a ball out, I say I pay pitting in the yard, the 2 gold man and so everybody get a fight. Yeah, weird. That's not business.
Much shot in here.
You better go to lift him up, you better go to lift him up. And pray for that sprayer. And put on the goes and put him down. Then he could be on the gate up and run going to him and he was going to jump down.
Much shot in here.
What did I want?
Now people, like me say, Sunday nights at about 10 p.m. or so, like you hear the lady say, the people roll up, stick up the people, freeze them up. Some people try step back, some people try run. As a matter of fact, it is said that one of the youths that lost his life, he is from East. He actually came recently to bury a father that lost his life. Don't know the circumstances. You hear the mother tell you, the people them just a beat it up all over our head, all sorts of can, in a defense. And even when she was saying to these trigger men, listen, unno sissy appear pitney in the yard, it is as if she was speaking to deaf ears. No conscience, no sorts of hearts. And it is sad that is how DJ, the 8-year-old, end up. Lose him life. One of the hearts. The mother tell you, say, listen, DJ a run up and down. It seems as if when him get the hit, him no know where to do. Him a hop, him a skip, him a jump. Until he finally flat out on the ground. When she lift him up, peer B-L-O-O-D a spray out time body. She try to take him to the place of recovery. However, it was no sort of recovery to be. He was pretty much D-E-A-D. Stiff, stone, cold. All because of what? A set of young men or a group of people that always thinks that the only solution is with the G-U-N. A whole bunch of BS every day get up in a Jamaica. So therefore, how is it going to change? What is there to change their mind, their mindsets, other than when they go themselves, which is inevitable. So that is why when you hear people like me say, when the poor hold them, they should just hold court right away. Be the judge, the jury, and whatever else. Take them out. And I understand that in some instances, you have innocent people lose their life. And no innocent people should lose their life. However, this is a double AR that Jamaica is going through as it pertains to these shatters, these gangsters. So therefore, there are always going to be collateral damage. Sad to say, desperate times calls for desperate measure. Jamaica needs to rid the place of their pestilence. Point blank and period. Further on in the news, it is obvious that Jamaica is a reactive instead of proactive country where common sense is very uncommon. We cannot control the criminals. Dog owner can't control them dog. Parents cannot control them picnic. Farmer can't control them cow, them goats. They are just left to roam all over the place. And then a lot of times, especially on the highway, all sorts of accidents, people lick down horses, cow, sheep, goat, you name it, it is a regular thing. However, if you've driven on places like Negril, you would notice that there are some big farmers there with some big old cows. And these cows are always in the middle of the highway as if them are graze. However, it continues to go on. It seems as if the relevant authority, they are blind. And then the farmers, they don't give a FUCK about the safety and the well-being of the drivers on the roads. I am speaking about a young poor officer, maybe about 20 little bit year old. His name is CUDJOE Banks. that lost his life on the New Hope main road. It is said that he was working at the Daydream Wet and Wild, to be specific. He was leaving from there, that party, and he was headed to a next party where he was going to also work. So therefore, hard-working young man, this is his picture on the screen as I speak. However, it was not to be. Based on the speed that he was going, there was some sorts of cow or a bunch of cows crossing the road, and they collide. You know exactly what happens when an immovable object or a big old object and then an immovable force. Pretty much him looking at the cow DEAD, him flip off of the bike, end up DEAD too. This is Jamaica, so people was on the scene retrieving the rest of the BODY of the cow, meaning that them are going to sell it. That is not the important part here. This youth mash up bad, DEAD on the spot. Them try to take him to the place of recovery. However, too late was the call. Now people, you and I know that, listen, this has been going on in Jamaica for years and decades. Who is responsible for the roads, since these farmers are not going to be responsible for their livestock? Because, you know, some of the road whole heap. I have seen many occasions in which I pretty much have to come to a standstill until tens of cows or sheep or goat cross the road. You see them in the video. I have to just wait. That is in the day. That is why I don't really drive at night. So just imagine when you compound all these potholes, bad roads, maniac on the roads, and then cow across at some unsuspecting time. It is a recipe for disaster, and said was the case. So therefore, if the relevant authority is not going to make sure that these farmers comply, make sure that they put these animals behind some sorts of tall fence, so therefore they are out of the way, they do not hamper the traffic, they do not hurt or cause people to lose them life. If them have to start confiscate these animals, if them have to start ticket these people and fine them, that is exactly what they need to do. So it seems as if until a couple of people lose them life, until some sorts of school bus flip over and at least 20 or so picnic students lose them life, them not gonna move. Because when them lose one, when them lose two, when them lose three every month or so, that is not a problem. However, based on residents in the area, they said in the last 8 days, maybe a week or so, at least 3 of these bad accidents, 2 bike and 1 vehicle. So people in a 1 week, 3 people. So just do the mathematics over the years, over the decades. How many persons have gotten hurt? How many persons, even worser, lose them life? What is it going to take for them to see the sign? What is it going to take for the relevant authority to do the right thing? Come to them sense and make sure, say, listen, it's either you confiscate it or these people stop. Until you give them a reason to stop, they are going to continue to do the same thing, and people are going to continue to DIE unnecessarily. However, people, like me say, this is Jamaica. Common sense is very uncommon, and we are a set of reactive instead of proactive. Until the situation gets very bad, there is not going to be any sorts of changes. The only change is going to be change for the worse. Point blank and period. Further on in the news, it is called, I know that if you're like me, you're wondering and you're pondering. Wait, warm to those individuals that was targeting the security company known as Beryllium, that was acting as if them give them some sorts of money and want to come back and make some sorts of hasty withdrawal of the unorthodox style. Are these individuals on vacation, they move Ghana foreign, they migrate or what? People say it's been a little time, it's been a long time since we not hear any sorts of excitement as it pertains to that. However, in a place called Santa Cruz, which is in St. Elizabeth, a couple of days ago, the people get a scare of them life once again. Based on the information, it is said that a security company, they did not mention beryllium. However, they say they have a contract to fill up those ATM, meaning America, automated teller machine, them call it ABM in Jamaica, automated bank machine. While they were doing their duty at about 6 p.m. in a Santa Cruz, 3 of them all together, there was a loud EXPLOSION. The people them start run. If you know anything about Santa Cruz, that is the busiest part in a St. Elizabeth, business town especially. Prime time, 6 p.m. in the evening on a weekend, you know, so the people them out there, it is on and popping. So when the people them hear the noise, everybody put them foot in them hand and take with themselves. The guard them get bummy, the two other guard them, I say, who that? All sorts of tool pop off, all sorts of pumpy. Don't have any sorts of video showing them running and flinging away the rifle like they usually do. However, them get jumpy. All if you hear from a shout that it is one of those officers mistakenly press the trigger of one of his tools and pretty much pie himself up inna the foot, inna the big toe. Me no know. Don't quote me. He was rushed to the place of recovery and, you know, them fix up the big toe, take off the corner, fight, whatever, and he is out and about again. Now, people, when you hear stuff like this, you have to ask the question, then what could have happened? How is it that him end up a pie up himself in his own foot, put him own foot in his mouth, in other words? It is simple. It is called paranoia. It is called jumpy. It is called bummy, we call it in Jamaica. It seems as if these officers or these security, they are so much on edge. As them hear, oh that, them I say, oh that, I say, oh that, when I say, oh that. And people, it seems as if GUNSHOT pop. Don't know what his fellow security guard said to him. Don't know how they reacted. Me no know if them run left him. Me no know if them run left the money. However, we did not get any sorts of information that a couple of security guards were seen blazing down the track like you see in boats. Luckily, this man did not lose his life. However, you know that this is Jamaica, serious time. Sometimes we have to make serious thing and take it for joke, even though it is serious. The good thing is that this was not any sorts of robbery start over again, the start of a new. The good thing is that hopefully this man learned from his mistake. The good thing is that maybe he should not be so bummy. If he's packing out the money, him pack out the money and make sure say him squaddy or his cronies or his people, them security, stand guard over him to make sure that nothing pops off. Point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. Bless up.